Ed, Kevin Little, Spragger Benz. Thank you for listening. There's loads of half hours stacked up on the Sounds app if you fancy. Joe on the way. See you tomorrow from 4. Happy Halloween. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 7 o'clock. This is Justine Green. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has defended her record on providing accommodation for migrants waiting for their asylum claims to be heard. Labour and a senior Conservative MP, Sir Roger Gale, had demanded an update on the situation because of concerns about conditions at a migrant processing centre at Manston in Kent. The site was designed for 1,600 people, but at one point yesterday there were more than 4,000 there. Ms Braverman said there was no easy solution for moving people on.
When we face so many arrivals so quickly, it is practically impossible to procure over 1,000 beds at such short notice. Consequently, we have recently expanded the site and are working tirelessly to improve facilities.
The Shadow Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, said conditions at Manston have been described as inhumane, with reports of scabies and MRSA outbreaks. She said there needed to be widespread reform of the current asylum system.
Decision-making has collapsed. The Home Office took just 14,000 initial asylum decisions in the last 12 months, compared to 28,000 6 years ago. 96% of the small boat arrivals last year have still not had a decision, and initial decisions alone are taking more than 400 days on this Conservative government's watch.
New animal restrictions are to come into force across England next week to try to stop the spread of bird flu. All poultry and captive birds will need to be housed indoors. The UK's chief vet said the move was in response to a rapid escalation of cases. Officials say the risk to human health remains very low. The authorities in Odessa say record amounts of agricultural produce have left Ukraine's ports today, despite Russia pulling out of a deal guaranteeing ships safe passage. The Kremlin said the agreement had taken on what it called a different character after an attack on Russia's naval fleet in Crimea. A British company developing a multi-billion-pound battery factory in Northumberland is on the brink of administration. British Volt's plans were to produce 300,000 batteries a year for electric vehicles. The project was championed by Boris Johnson when he was Prime Minister. British Volt said it was working on several potential scenarios. Our business correspondent Theo Leggett says the firm's operating model appears to be the main issue.
The problem is a venture like this doesn't make any money until it actually begins producing batteries. And it was clear that this project had problems. It was supposed to begin producing its first batteries at the end of next year. That was then deferred into 2024. And then quite recently, the company said it would not now be producing any batteries until 2025.
The Earl of Wessex has become the royal patron of Reading Rep Theatre. The announcement coincides with the venue's 10th anniversary season. Reading Rep said recognition and support for their work from Prince Edward was humbling. And the weather, there'll be outbreaks of rain across large parts of England, Northern Ireland and Western Scotland, and some could turn thundery. BBC News is 3 minutes past 7.
Thank you.
The Shiny Happy Playlist on BBC Radio 2. Joe Wiley's Shiny Happy Playlist.
There's going to be big tunes.
Blowing the roof off Radio 2.
Shiny Happy. If you want to get absolutely bouncing,
this is where it's at. BBC Radio 2.
Certainly is. Hi, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for Sarah Cox for the last 3 hours here on Radio 2. I hope you're all well. Your day's been great and you are ready to just kick back